Good early afternoon, Mr. McMillian. How are you today?
I'm all right.
You testified a little while ago that there came a time when Damion Hardy told people there would be no more selling drugs in the projects, correct?
Correct.
When did that happen?
It was in 2003.
And let me see if I understand the time frame. How long did you sell drugs, as you say, for the Cash Money Brothers organization? How long?
From 1993 to 1999.
And thereafter, you never sold drugs for them at all, correct?
I never sold drugs for them? No.
You went kind of on your own selling drugs, right?
Not initially, but after a time I did.
You referenced a couple times that at least in the late 1990s, early 2000s, you were smoking marijuana, correct?
Correct.
How often did you smoke back then?
A lot.
Every day?
All day.
Every day, all day, high, most of the time, true?
Yeah, sure.
When was the last time you smoked any marijuana?
It was the day before I got locked up. 2005.
And as part of your pre-trial services? Let me back up a little bit. You were released on bail in September 2006, correct? October 2006?
Was I released in 2006? No.
I'm sorry. 2005 you were released on bail, correct?
Yes. November 10th, 2005.
You were arrested on July 2005 and released on bail 3 or 4 months later, correct?
4 months. Yes.
Originally, the government had moved to have you detained, correct?
I was first detained, and then I made bail.
But by detained, you were held without any bail at all for a few months, correct?
I didn't put in a motion to make bail at that time.
But there was an order in place saying you're detained. You may not be released on bail, correct, for a couple months?
Objection, Your Honor, if he knows.
If you know.
Did you know you were detained without bail following your arrest?
I didn't know that. I just know that I needed to put in a motion to make bail.
And several months after you were arrested, there was a bail hearing, and you were released on $150,000 personal recognizance bail, correct?
Correct.
And it was co-signed by 5 or 6 different people, correct?
Correct.
At the time you were released on bail, did anybody know about the attempt you made to kill Pooh Bah?
Objection, Your Honor.
I don't know whether he knows.
I'll rephrase it. Obviously, he knew about it. Pooh Bah knew about it. So let me rephrase the question. Did the attempted murder of Pooh Bah come up when you were applying to be released on bail?
No.
In fact, you never told the government about it or anybody about it in the authorities until September of 2006, when you first began cooperating, correct?
That's when I mentioned it, correct?
So they didn't know about it at the time you were released on bail, correct?
I'm not sure if they knew, so I can't answer for them.
Did it come up at all?
Objection, Your Honor.
Did it come up at all?
Do you recall whether anything was mentioned at all about this?
When I was going for bail?
Yes.
No.
Nothing was mentioned?
No.
In fact, when you were arrested and indicted, the only thing you were charged with was drug trafficking, correct?
Conspiracy to distribute and distribution.
Right. You weren't charged with any acts of violence, correct?
Correct.
And as the prosecutor just brought out, at the time of your arrest, you sat down with law enforcement and really attempted to mislead them, correct?
Correct.
You lied to them about several different things, right?
Correct.
You lied to them most especially about the fact that you had never handled or carried a gun, right?
Correct.
In fact, you had handled and carried guns, right?
Correct.
When you shot Pooh Bah in the stomach, you could have killed him, correct?
Correct.
You didn't know where that bullet was going, it wind up, right?
Correct.
Have you ever been charged with that?
No.
Is it your understanding that you're never going to be charged with that?
Do I understand that?
Yes.
Anything is possible.
Well, do you understand the statute of limitations on that crime has long ago run out and you haven't been charged?
Correct.
So you're not going to be charged, right?
Fair to say.
You don't believe you're going to be charged with that crime, correct?
No, sir.
And the prosecutor also raised the issue of an affidavit you signed and read that you put in to try to get your statements suppressed, meaning, back up on this. You made statements to law enforcement on the day of your arrest, correct?
Correct.
Then you found out that those statements were going to be used against you, right?
Correct.
And you told your attorney what had happened, correct?
Correct.
The attorney, based on what you told him, prepared an affidavit for you to sign, correct?
Correct.
And you signed that affidavit,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And you signed it under penalties of perjury, correct?
Correct.
And perjury means lying under oath, correct?
Correct.
You're under oath right now, correct?
Correct.
And in the affidavit, did you sign an affidavit saying that at the time of your arrest, the law enforcement agents came into your apartment and they handcuffed your wife and handcuffed you, and then they brought a dog into the apartment? Was that true?
Correct.
Those things all happened, right?
Correct.
Okay. And then you said, I was separated from the others and taken to the bedroom of my children. I was not read my Miranda rights, nor at any point did I sign a waiver of my rights. Was that true?
That's correct.
You were not ever read Miranda rights?
I'm not saying I was never read my Miranda rights. At that particular time in the morning, I wasn't.
Have you seen the law enforcement report that says you were advised of Miranda rights on the day of your arrest?
No, I haven't.
Were you advised of Miranda rights on the day of your arrest?
Yes, I was. Eventually.
Did you make a statement? I was not read my Miranda rights, nor at any point did I sign a waiver of my rights?
Correct. That was when they were in my apartment.
Did they tell you that they wanted information about Damion Hardy and that they could have arrested your wife and had your children placed in custody?
Correct.
And they did tell you that?
Correct.
They told you that you aren't really the one the agents wanted and that you should just tell the agents what they needed to know?
Correct.
So that's all true?
Correct.
You were then taken to JFK Airport, held in a cell and taken to a separate room, questioned further and told to tell the agents what I know. Is that all true?
That is correct.
During the interrogation, were you told that that one of the agents had seen judges give time, served, and let guys go, and it would be in your best interest to help them, since by doing so I would also be helping myself? Did they tell you that?
Correct.
So what's false about this? You just told us it was false, right?
I didn't tell you that what you just now explained was false.
What was false?
The only thing that was false was me telling them that I didn't possess a weapon and that I stopped selling drugs in 1996.
Okay. Did you hear the prosecutor's question to you earlier when she said, did you sign an affidavit at which you did not tell the whole truth?
Correct.
What's in here that's not true?
Objection, Your Honor.
Well, I think he's explained it. Everything there is true except what you just explained right now, which is not true.
Correct.
There's nothing in the certification about your telling the agents that you never carried guns, right?
No, that came later on in conversations.
So basically, when you told the prosecutor this was a lie, it was actually the truth?
Objection, Your Honor. Confusing the testimony.
I think it's confusing here. You signed this thing, and then afterwards you told the prosecutors that you had lied. Just sort of get it straight so we understand why this is confusing.
No. The only thing I lied about was not possessing a firearm and continuously selling drugs beyond 1996, which is not in the affidavit.
It's not in that affidavit?
Correct.
So you separately lied about it, but it's not in that affidavit?
Correct.
That's what he's saying.
So everything in this is true, correct?
Yeah.
The agents threatened to arrest your wife, right?
True.
They threatened to put your children into the custody of Child Protective Services.
You don't have to repeat it. He already said everything there is true.
They told you that, right?
Correct.
They told you that if you cooperated, you might get time served, right?
Correct.
And now you're still, as you're sitting here today, facing mandatory minimum penalties. Am I correct?
Correct.
What's your understanding of what happens if the government doesn't write a letter for you in terms of the lowest sentence you can receive?
I could be charged with the crimes I admitted to.
Is the mandatory minimum sentence, to your understanding, 10 years?
Correct.
And it can go up to life, correct?
Right.
You made your living selling drugs for how many years?
From 1993 to 2005.
You sold drugs in and around Lafayette Gardens, correct?
Correct.
You sold drugs in Connecticut, correct?
Correct.
You sold drugs in upstate New York and Glens Falls.
Correct.
And you did all of that for money, right?
Correct.
And you also frequently carried guns, correct?
Correct.
You hid guns at various locations in the areas you lived, right?
Correct.
You hid guns in, you said, a maintenance room on the 16th floor, correct?
No, that was just one time for Alan Bryant. Not me personally.
You put it there for Alan Bryant or told him how to put it there?
I actually didn't put it there. He put it there himself.
Did you keep guns in other locations and other places in and around Lafayette Gardens?
Correct.
You told us about a time when Boo Bryant robbed you and you were trying to lure him into a place where you had a gun stashed, right?
Correct.
Where was that gun stashed?
It was across the street from Lafayette Gardens on DeKalb Avenue.
Where on DeKalb Avenue?
DeKalb and Taffa.
I'm sorry?
DeKalb and Taffy.
In a tree? In a mailbox? Under a rock? Where was it?
It was in an apartment building.
Where in the apartment building?
It was on the roof.
That was kind of your personal gun, right?
No, that was a gun that was... Somebody wanted to borrow some money from Jimbo, so they, pawned the gun until they was able to pay it back. And I just was holding the gun.
How many times have people asked you just to hold guns for them?
The times I mentioned, twice.
And didn't you possess that gun for your own personal use for a long time?
How could I do that when it was a loaner? The guy paid his money back and got his gun back.
How long was that gun sitting up there on the roof where you tried to bring Boo?
Maybe a month or two.
And where else did you stash guns?
I had guns in my apartment, and I had that gun there.
You also told us that you sold for Wise for a while?
Correct.
And Wise was in charge?
Correct.
And then Taz was in charge for a while?
Correct. But I didn't sell drugs for Taz.
Because at the time Taz came around, you were out of selling for Cash Money Brothers, right?
At the time Wise died, then Taz came around immediately. And then I was just bagging up. I wasn't selling drugs.
Then you pretty much decided that you would just go out on your own and continue to sell drugs?
Correct.
And if I'm correct, and if I repeat this, I'm sorry. The first time, to your knowledge, that any of these folks, not these people, because they were different agents and prosecutors, and Mr. Glynn was there. The first time Mr. Glynn or anybody else knew about your attempted murder of Pooh Bah was after you started cooperating, right?
Correct.
Any move on anybody's part to change your bail?
To change my bail?
Did anybody say, we're sorry, Mr. McMillian, but we now realize you're guilty of attempted murder and we're not content with your bail conditions? Anything like that? Did anything like that happen?
Objection.
Overruled. Can you answer that question? Do you understand the question?
Yeah, I understand what he's saying.
Did anybody say something like that to you?
No.
Thank you. I have nothing further.
Any questions, Mr. Herman or Mr. Beecher?
No, Judge. Thank you.
Does the government have any redirect?
Yes, Your Honor, just short. Mr. McMillian, I just want to clarify something where I think Mr. Runke, and perhaps this is my own fault, the confusion about your post-arrest statement on the day of your arrest. And what did you say that day?
On that day was the day I said that I didn't sell drugs past 96 or possess any firearms.
Now, was that truthful?
It was not.
And then months later, when you file an affidavit, which Mr. Runke showed you during cross-examination, were you truthful in that affidavit?
Correct.
Now, to clarify, when the agents were in your apartment on the morning of your arrest, were you provided Miranda warnings?
Not at that particular time, but when I reached the airport, I was.
He also talked about the conditions of when you were released from bail. Now, you were released on bail in November of 2005. Is that right?
Correct.
Now, at that time, were you cooperating with the government?
Not at all.
And, in fact, did the pretrial people interview the 5 Shreeders that you put forward as part of your bail package?
Correct.
Did they ask you anything about the details that you later provided to the government concerning your criminal history?
No.
And did you provide those details to the government in September of 2006 when you began cooperating?
I did. Yes.
And did you provide those details about the shooting of Pooh Bah in the stomach?
Correct.
Did the government ask you about that shooting, by the way?
No. They just told me to just let them know truthfully, from the beginning to end the story.
And you provided that story about the shooting?
Correct.
I'm going to ask you about now. Mr. Runke also asked you about the statute of limitations. I'm going to show you what's been entered into evidence as Government Exhibit 71. This is your corporation agreement?
That's the cooperation agreement.
Mr. McMillian, I believe Mr. Runke told you that the statute of limitations has told on that shooting, correct?
Correct.
And that you couldn't get prosecuted for it.
Correct.
I'm going to show you the top of page 7 here. I'm reading from the top line. It says, prosecutions that are not time-barred by the applicable statute of limitations on the date this agreement is signed may be commenced against the defendant in accordance with this paragraph. Do you understand what that means?
Not fully.
Do you understand it as, can you get charged with the crimes that you have admitted to?
Correct.
And I'm showing you Government Exhibit 71 again, 4A. Are you familiar with this paragraph, Mr. McMillian?
Yes.
And what's your understanding of what that paragraph is?
It's just talking about what am I facing and the crimes that I committed in that time period. My indictment.
And is it your understanding, if you don't tell the truth, that you can still get prosecuted for these crimes?
Correct.
And is it your understanding that when you get sentenced, that the judge will know about all of these crimes that are shown here in paragraph 4A?
Correct.
And are those crimes that you've testified about today?
Yes.
And also, Mr. McMillian, you mentioned about what you're doing with your life now, is that right?
Correct.
You've been working for a number of years?
Correct.
You're a chef now?
Correct.
What happens if you lie during this proceeding?
I could be facing more jail time.
Would you essentially immediately go back into jail?
Correct.
And face that 10-year mandatory minimum?
Correct.
I have nothing further.
Mr. Runke.
Just one quick question. When did you shoot Pooh Bah?
It was 2001. Late 2001, I believe.
Thank you. Nothing further.
You may step down. Thank you very much.